I want to tell you all the story about how I went from locked up to trading and traveling around the world. Let's get into it. First off, I'm Rinaldi Jordan. I'm the guy you probably see on social media behind the cameras with the little mic. But before I was that guy, I was just like you, maybe a little different though. I was locked up in 2016, but after being released, I had felonies. I didn't know how much that would actually hinder me in terms of renting a home, getting a job, even a real estate license. So I was really like ground zero, bottom, really didn't even have any expectations on what was next to come. I just kind of let all my ambitions go. Fast forward a few years, I had wasn't even a few years, maybe a few months. I had like a 513 credit score after jail. Life wasn't that great. I was living at home with my parents. Then my dad actually moved, got a job in another state. So I had to move to my grandmother's couch. I didn't even have a bed, didn't even have a bedroom. But it was a humbling experience. And in that time, I took it to lock in on my goals, right? Like, what is it that I want to accomplish? And, I started doing a lot of research on real estate. Even though I couldn't get a real estate license, I wanted to become an investor in real estate, right? So I was doing a lot of the research. A lot of people were moving from where I was from, Memphis, Tennessee. And so I saw an opportunity in 2018. And I've been taking that time that I was staying on my grandmother's couch to save money, pay off my bills. And after I was able to do that, it really allowed my credit score to go up. And I got around like a 640. And I remember just waking up one day and this voice spoke to me and said, go apply for a mortgage. You can't rent a home, but apply for a mortgage, right? And at that time, interest rates were a lot lower. So I actually was able to get approved for $120,000. I found a condo in downtown Memphis for only $90,000, y'all. Rooftop, indoor pool, all the things I could ask for, right? And all I needed was that loan, right? And so the bank loaned me the money to get the home. When I got the home, I probably only stayed in it for maybe a month or two before I realized I could make money off of this. My mortgage was only about $500. So I ended up renting it out for $1,250 and traveling around the world. But when doing that, the pandemic came around in 2020. So this was 2 years after I purchased my home. I've had renters in it. I never even had to pay the mortgage. I've been living off the extra cash that they were giving me and just living, in places where you didn't have to pay too much to be, like Southeast Asia, Thailand, Bali, just all around there, just living for cheap. Then I was traveling around Europe, and when the pandemic happened, yeah, it was a shock. I didn't know what to do. I was stuck in Amsterdam as well. All the flights had been canceled, buses, planes, everything, trains and all. And after that time, I was really trying to find another way to supplement income so that, because I was like, the world's about to end. I need to figure out a new way. It was 2020. The markets had crashed, and my dad and my cousin were actively trading in the markets. And they were like calling me like, hey, you need to get in the market. This is the best times. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You need to take advantage of this. So after a little bit of pressure and pushing, I invested in my first stock. It was actually IVR. It was a real estate talk at the time. My cousin was just like, anything my cousin said was word to me. You know what I mean? So he was one of the smartest guys I knew personally. So it was just like, whatever he said, I was willing to invest in it. But I didn't want to depend on him for knowledge, and started to just search for different groups and different videos and ways to learn. And I ended up, this random guy from San Francisco sent me this message on Instagram, and he was like, hey, I need your number so I can invite you to this new app, which was Clubhouse, right? So when Clubhouse first started, you need to invite somebody from a phone number. And so I'm like, who is this strange dude asking me for my number so I can get this invite? But he said we have mutual friends. And so I ended up giving him my number. I got this invite to Clubhouse, which gave me access to Invest Academy, which you all know today as cheat code. Invest Academy was literally streaming daily. I didn't think that room ever shut down. I always showed up with a pen and pad. I always showed up with questions, and they always had answers pouring into the entire community for totally free, almost 24/7 it felt like. So this is how I discovered the group. It was two Ghanaians, and I was just really proud of us, right? I was just like, wow, it's like these people look like me. right? And so to hear Quay's story coming from locked up, I resonated with that. I became a student of the craft. I showed up to every live they offered. They then introduced the new cheat code algo. It revolutionized trading for me. Took all the guessing out of it and gave me more like clarity on trends and price action and support, demand, supply, and resistance. It took my trading to a whole nother level when I found this community and how much they poured into everybody. And I learned so much from showing up to the classes because I feel like this is a never-ending journey of knowledge, right? Even when I was doing good, I felt like there was something I could do to either simplify this or even automate things. And having a community with live traders and coaches and investors from all over the world, they were able to share knowledge from their experience and their journey, which completely revolutionized the game for me and changed my life. And it's essentially why I'm sitting in front of you today, sharing my story. Because after I got the cheat code algo, I was just more confident in my trades, and I hit the guys up and I was just proud of them. I was just like, man, like to see us doing this and you guys are behind this. And I went to their social media, which had only like 6,000 followers at the time, and you know, the content was all right. So I was just like, man, I want to help. I want to help. What can I do to help, to spread the word? I've been telling my friends about this app or the algorithm. They hit me up at like 1 a.m. on Instagram. You know, you can call people off on Instagram. And so I'm like, what in the world? So I answered and they're like, yo, you want to teach classes? Because I was already like sharing the knowledge. Like I would show up to their classes and then pass it on to people that were just interested in learning. I was just doing it for free. And they were like, yo, do you want to like come, you know, make content for us and like teach classes? And I was like, heck yeah. This is what I was already doing. I was passionate about it. And so, yeah, that's what led me to where I am today. And being around the guys has poured so much into me. Eternally grateful for these guys. They're like brothers. They're like family to me. I cherish every chance I get with them because I feel like I walk away smarter, wiser, and just more determined. And so I'm almost about to start crying, y'all. They have truly been a blessing. You know what I mean? Like, when you look around and you see all this stuff, it's crazy coming from like being locked up, and you're looking out this little window with the hope of like, you know, life beyond that, right? And now I'm sitting here in Greece recording this video, sharing my story with you all because this community has truly been a blessing to me. It's changed my life and I'm eternally grateful. So no matter where you are in your journey, know that we're here for you. You know what I mean? That's why we open this community up for totally free, because education should not be a luxury, and we certainly don't want to be the gatekeepers to knowledge. So we're here teaching you all how to do the same things that we did. We've got the experience, we've went through the steps, and there's those 4 steps of wealth that you just cannot skip, okay? That's about preparation, all right? Getting your banking, your credit, and all of that right. And then you step into the generation, right? Figuring out how can you generate income. Because I remember when in that phase, I couldn't get a job, couldn't get a real estate license with a felony in Tennessee. And so I just started cutting grass. Grass grows every day. And so I was like, this is what I do. But then after I found the cheat code community, it introduced me to trading and investing. And I realized I could make more money doing that than cutting grass. So I like gave up cutting grass and really focused 100% on trading. And I built a strategy that works for me, strategies that we share with everybody from YouTube to the app to the live trading floors and all these classes that are totally free, and just developing a strategy that worked for my personality, my lifestyle, and my skill set. And then once you get that generation phase, you move on to that multiplication, what we were just talking about, right? You want to be able to multiply that income that you've generated, and that's through investing, whether it be real estate, stocks, crypto, futures, forex, I mean, you name it, right? There's multiple ways that we can multiply what we generate, but you first got to generate income, because if you're trying to multiply off of just nothing that's actually flowing, right, you're just going to be trading off of emotions, and that's not going to be successful, because you're going to be revenge trading. You're going to be like, your emotions are going to control your trade than actually having a plan that you can execute. Okay. And then once you get that multiplication phase down, we're going to talk about the protection of those assets, right? One of the ways that I use is life insurance. There's also tax strategies, and that's what we're trying to teach you all. Depending on where you live, you get tax benefits, right? So there's several ways that you can find either tax havens or use tax strategies. And you can also use life insurance, trust, and these are different ways that you can protect the wealth that you've spent so much years building, okay? So we're really trying to turn this into a holistic approach where we give you every phase of wealth so that you're prepared. So yeah, that's my story. I hope it inspires and motivates you all. And if you're ready to learn for totally free, we got you. Head over to the cheatcode.com app. You can get a ton of educational content. You can get access to our coaches 24/7 in live chats that are totally free. Okay. And we've also got the cheatcode.com website where literally you can dive into a vast library of blogs, videos, streams, courses, everything available to you all so we can walk you through this journey to building generational wealth. Okay. So with no further ado, y'all ain't got to watch me anymore. I'll see y'all on the inside. Okay. I want to see you in the next class. It's totally free. Download the app, cheatcode.com. It's available on Android and iPhone. So there's no more excuses. All right. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you all's time and let's keep building. Y'all ready? It's time to level up. We'll see you for the next one. Holla.